I think if I'm going to get on with my life, I'm going to have to find something, someone real.
Do you need some help?
How's it going, everyone? It looks like HBO has dropped a surprise Westworld Season 3 trailer. I mean, I really didn't expect that, and it seems like most of the internet didn't expect it either. It's almost as if they were like, are you getting ready to cancel your HBO subscriptions after Game of Thrones? And it's just like, nope, they've got more good stuff on the way. Even though it is arriving in 2020, they just kind of want to let you know, don't worry, we haven't forgot about this. Now, I do also want to say sorry for not showing you that full trailer at the beginning. I mean, Pink Floyd causes copyright issues, but you can be sure to see this on HBO's channel right now, but we will still totally break all of those scenes down. Now, the big thing you may have noticed about this trailer in particular is that we're getting Aaron Paul in Westworld Season 3, and my god, that makes me ecstatic. I mean, it goes without saying, I feel like most people are big Aaron Paul fans, whether you're a fan of Breaking Bad, even like The Path on Amazon Prime, I really enjoyed that, or was it on, yeah, it was on Hulu as well. I'm just so happy, and the vibes he gave in this trailer are totally, I just can't wait for his character and seeing where he goes with Dolores, especially judging by the ending. So what we're going to do is break down everything we can gather from this trailer, because it doesn't give us a whole massive bunch. It teases us, especially where season 2 ended off with Dolores in the real world. So they said 2020, but there is no firm date. Now, I think it could be anywhere from like January until April. I think January is kind of unlikely, but you never know. But for season 2, they did air it, I think, April 18th. So since, you know, it seems like a lot of filming's done, they've already pumped out a trailer, and it's coming in 2020, you'd have to think it's at the beginning quarter of the year. And as for the trailer, Aaron Paul's character, even though we haven't got like a firm name or too much information about him as of right now, or from what we could gather in the trailer, I like how it started off with him saying, they said they would make a better world, smooth away the rough edges, but that was a lie. I guess the rough edges are the only thing I'm hanging on to. Aaron Paul's character is clearly a man struggling in the outside world, and you know, we did see the outside world obviously back in season 2, especially at the end, but we did see it through certain flashbacks with Bernard and Dolores. But if you remember, Dolores did finally make it, and we're now entering that next chapter of the host takeover. I mean, first Westworld, now the actual world, and that is going to be one of the most exciting things. And in terms of Westworld, because I can imagine comments being like, isn't this about Westworld? I mean, of course, I still think it's likely we're going to see Westworld, perhaps in even more flashbacks to the creation days of the hosts and like similar scenes we've seen with Dolores. But you know, it's still Westworld in the element of how Dolores is from Westworld, but now they're going to take over the real world. I mean, maybe not right away. We're going to have a long overarching plan throughout the season, but I will get onto that from what we see in Dolores in this trailer. Throughout the trailer, we see Aaron Paul's character on, I don't know, like the daily grind, if you could say that, in a not so perfect world. Even though as perfect as it looks, the way his character also explains it right at the beginning is just seems like the world is alright, like they put a coat of paint on it, but inside, it's rotting to pieces. It also seems as though his character is like a construction worker to some degree or somewhere in the trade. Seems like they do still have jobs for humans despite the tech of the real world, although we do see an assistant robot, if you will, alongside him. I guess these robots are not obviously as advanced as hosts, so still need some kind of human direction, which makes sense. Now, to add even more struggle to Aaron Paul's character, it seems as though his character is taking care of a family member. I mean, it's hard to tell who exactly this is to him, but I'm guessing her treatment is like extremely expensive, or he might run into even more frustrations where maybe he should be covered by his job or something, just adding to the whole big bulk of how he's got to go and, you know, probably join Dolores because F this world, I want a bigger purpose, and this isn't right, I want to tear it all down. And we see the start of that in the next few scenes where it leads him to browse some kind of criminal activity on an app. It's like they have like a low-key app for criminals to be like, do you want to commit Grand Theft Auto? Do you want to like commit like breaking in and stuff like that? Which is pretty bad, but like also pretty cool. But Pretty bad, pretty bad. We see him break into places to earn some money, I assume, to pay those bills for that family member. Whether it's stealing money or as some kind of items that, you know, the job required to be sold that are in those boxes you see in this screenshot. I also like how one of his partners in crime, which I assume he just met through the app, it's just like an app where you can connect with fellow people who also want to do a criminal activity job. That guy totally has his mood displayed on his shirt. Now we see Logan here. I'm guessing this means more flashbacks since, you know, what happened to him in the previous season, or what we learned. That what he did to himself. Now we see this woman putting a pill in his mouth, and as we all know, he descended into abusing drugs because of the whole complex relationship he had after William did what he did to him after season 1, and what is the relationship he had with his father. I always feel like in some shots Ben Barnes' Logan really does look like Rodrigo's Hector. I don't know if anyone else gets that. I mean, I had to look at this a couple of times to tell that. I mean, the thing that gave it away was the pills though, but maybe I'm alone in that. I just feel like sometimes these two look very similar. Now at this point in the trailer, it seems that Aaron Paul's character is held at gunpoint. I'm guessing this scene is like the meetup of where they're selling those stolen goods that they acquired from what we saw earlier on in the trailer, but then he gets stitched up, and it's just like probably one of those situations where he's blatantly not a criminal and is maybe doing this as a one-time thing to take care of that family member in hospital, but then lo and behold, typically he gets a gun to his head. Now it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes off because of what we see in a very quick clip after that, but I'll talk about that a little bit later because it could be Dolores. Now I'm not too sure who this character could be, but it seems that it could be potentially a flashback. I mean, Aaron Paul's character here has shorter hair, so perhaps he's visiting a friend in jail, and maybe it's just adding more complexity to Aaron Paul's struggle. You can maybe think of this as maybe it's one of his best friends who ended up in jail for a crime that he didn't even do, thus adding more fuel to Aaron Paul's like frustration with this world that he wants to now change, which, as I said, leads even more fuel to him joining Dolores when he learns more and more about her. Now you're probably like at this point, Boba, like, come on, talk about Dolores. What about Dolores? Now most of the shots from what I think are Dolores are from behind in this trailer. They really don't want to focus too much on her because they wanted to offer a different perspective in this initial trailer teaser that we got. But we do definitely see her. Throughout the trailer, she seems to be going about her like long-winded plan of infiltrating and taking over the world. Obviously, this isn't going to be a quick job. It's going to require a lot of things. And I don't even think, obviously, like this season's going to be like, oh, you know, she's taken over the whole world. Like, it's not going to be as simple as that. It's going to be a long arc. So we see her walking into this building known as Ethopolis. Now, I don't know anything about that. Maybe it's a new thing. We're gonna have to wait and see. I did try look it up, but there was nothing on it. We saw other shots of her throughout the trailer. As I mentioned earlier, the shot that they displayed after Aaron Paul's character is held at gunpoint, we do see this woman in the distance shooting 2 men. Now, I think that this scene could be connected to the very end of the trailer where we see that she's wounded after maybe getting an injury from one of those 2 men, potentially. We do see other shots of Dolores in the trailer attending this kind of dinner meeting-y kind of thing. I don't know, just more infiltration-y kind of evil scheming-y plan-y things. But notice how her dress kind of unfolds, just adding more wow factor to the tech of the real world. Also, just think how handy that must be for getting away if you can just run down an alleyway, like press a button on something and your clothes just change. Then at the end of the montage, I really love this line because we hear Aaron Paul's character say, I think if I'm going to get on with my life, I'm going to have to find something, someone real. Then he meets Dolores, and oh boy, does he not know what he's just got himself into. Now, the way they're portraying Aaron Paul's character in this trailer, obviously I've already explained like how he feels and well, from what the trailer clearly shows his struggle and frustration with the world. I feel like Dolores is 100% going to manipulate him and really take advantage of this character's position. So initially, I think in the season, we're going to see him really resonate and want to join her cause. I don't even know if she's going to start off the bat by saying that she's a host. I don't think that reveal will happen straight away. I think he's going to be sold at whatever proposition she offers him and how he helps her. And then there's going to be that reveal at some point in the season where, oh, she's not real, because that line was all about finding someone else, something real. And how ironic is it that the person he finds and will probably have this relationship throughout the season with is anything but real. But then again, you could argue hosts, you know, consciousness. So maybe he'll be completely sympathetic to that. But my fellow hosts, that was like the main gist of the trailer, so this has me extremely hyped. I'm so happy that HBO just dropped a little teaser like that, considering it's quite a way away. But let me know if you thought that I missed out on any details down in the comments below, and let me know what you're most hyped for. Are you really happy that Aaron Paul's going to be in this season? He's such a talented actor, so I'd be surprised if you wouldn't be happy about this. But other than that, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, subscribe for more Westworld content like this throughout the rest of the year, and to see if we get anything brand new. Like this video if you did enjoy it. But that is everything I've got to say about this. So Westworld hype, guys. Westworld hype. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you, fellow hosts. I know you're a host. Come on, don't lie to me. In the next video. Goodbye.